How did you escape our controlling marriage? When I first got married, everything was great and we were happy. Mark made me feel like I had found someone solid, someone who knew what he wanted and made life feel steady. He was older, worked in finance, always polished, always in control. Back then, I thought that meant safety. I didn't see the signs, not at first. It started small. I'd wear something and he'd smile, then say it wasn't really flattering, like it was just an opinion, not a judgment. He'd laugh when I retell a story around his friends, then correct the details like I was always a little off. At first, I thought he was helping me be better. Then I stopped telling stories altogether. The shift was so gradual, I didn't even notice myself changing. I used to be loud, social. I'd spend hours at book clubs, coffee dates with Sarah, and spontaneous trips to flea markets. Then it turned into checking in and then checking with, then just not going. One day, I walked into his home office looking for a pen. He always kept it locked, but I guess he forgot that day. I saw a folder on his screen labeled Daily Log. It was the kind of name you wouldn't think twice about. Something about it made me click. I remember reading line after line, each entry tracking something I had done, times I left the house, how long I was gone, who I texted and what I said, even a note about me smiling at a neighbor while taking out the trash. It wasn't a log, it was surveillance, and I stood there, staring at that screen, feeling like the walls had shifted without me ever noticing. I didn't say anything that night. I went to bed next to him, quiet, like always, but my thoughts ran loud. I started seeing everything differently. The missed birthday invitations, the way my favorite books disappeared from the shelves, the subtle digs that made me feel smaller every day. That night, I dreamed I was drowning in my own living room, and he just stood there, straightening the rug. The next week, I found a way to message Lisa. She was the wife of Mark's coworker and had once been a therapist. I remembered the way she looked at me over dinner, like she saw something I hadn't. We met in the back corner of a coffee shop where I felt like I could breathe again. I told her everything. Her face didn't change much, but her voice softened when she said, "That's not love, that's control." That's when I started planning. I couldn't just leave. Mark was observant. He noticed if I took too long at the store or if I locked my phone screen too quickly. So I started small. I stashed cash in an old mascara tube. I got a second phone, prepaid, tucked into the lining of my purse. I contacted Sarah again, apologized for disappearing, told her everything. I started seeing a real therapist, said I was going to yoga. Each step felt like walking a tightrope over glass. While hiding what I was doing, every smile I gave him felt like it would crack and give me away. But I kept going. The night I finally showed him the printed logs, I wasn't scared. I was calm. He looked at them, then at me, and I saw panic flash in his eyes for a second. But then came the soft, measured, condescending voice I knew too well. "You're being paranoid. You've always overthought things." I didn't answer. I just picked up the folder and walked away. I stayed with Jen for 2 weeks. Mark's messages ranged from sweet to angry to pathetic. I blocked him. I moved into a small apartment with creaky floors and awful lighting, and I've never loved a space more. I found a job helping at a used bookstore. I spent afternoons sorting titles, drinking cheap coffee, and remembering what it felt like to laugh aloud without flinching.